Okay, good morning. So I will share my screen and I'm going to go into the LibKey uh, integration area, and I'll put that link in chat as well. There we go. All right. So this is where you'll find a lot of the basic support questions in layman terms. There is also a Confluence site, which is kind of like a wiki that has more of the detailed technical instructions. So in support, uh, integrating into Primo V. This is our main article that we've used, that I've used. And it just goes to this page. There's also this LibKey link area. This LibKey link area has the articles for the directions on putting your institution's LibKey URL into your vendor platforms, so that when users go to one of those platforms off the open web, they can get access back through your easy proxy to directly download the PDF. So it does function like if you've got an open URL already in these, it functions really, really similarly. It just kind of makes things look the same to users with like the LibKey pass-through screen that triggers that easy proxy. Plus, it actually works better in some of the platforms like PubMed. So this is really the only place where I can't do the setup for you, because I do not have and do not want all of your vendor admin passwords and usernames. So I just did setup in ProQuest and EBSCO with Leslie for Yakima. So if you're wondering how to go through these instructions, I'm happy to zoom and be that second set of eyes reading the instructions while you are in the dashboard. So there's that. The LibKey IO, this is how you can create a search box somewhere on your website. So if you wanted to put a search box in like a subject area LibGuide, or even, I mean, it'd be really great on like an open access one, since LibKey is so good at connecting to open access. But this is how to, this is where the article is for adding the search box to the library website. And LibKey Nomad is the browser extension, and that is something that a few folks have successfully asked IT already to deploy LibKey Nomad to their library and lab computers, and others are going to be asking for that. So this is the information that they would need. It can also be used if you want to create some instructions for students or your librarians to, so that they know how to add that extension as well. And this is not like everything. I believe somewhere else on the site they have like more instructions, and if they don't, other people do. So if you need like a video to send out, we can find one of those. Down here at the bottom are the configuration area articles. And so a lot of this stuff is not applicable. We don't actually have to do easy proxy configuration. That is a thing of the past. What we do deal with, and what I have done for pretty much everybody, I think, except for a few of you, is getting Alma all set up. And so what that involves is creating a browsing publishing profile, setting up the OAI integration profile, and creating a logical sets of your e-journals. And I have done that now about 15 times. And so with cohort 3, I'm not even going to ask you guys to tackle it yourselves. If you desperately want to watch me go through it or like get a rundown after the fact, I'm happy to do that, but it takes me so little time to do it. And you guys have so much on your plates. Why bother? So yeah, so that's kind of what where to find some of the articles, so that if you want more information about like how the setup is being done, this is the site with all of the different code for the different out of the box customization of the LibKey link in Primo. In that February 26th meeting, we did take a look at what the differences are between options 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They result in a different number of links being shown in your results, in the brief results on the results page, brief item display on the results page. But no matter which one you put in, there's a few places that I will customize for your library's information, including your API key, which you receive when Third Iron creates your account, your Third Iron account number, again, you receive it when they create the account. And then the final thing is a generic library email for unpaywall, because if you are going, if that's going to be a functional part of how Third Iron works, unpaywall requires that the like call request be attached to an email. So most people are just using like a circ email or a librarian email, because it doesn't really matter. It does not have to be associated with an existing unpaywall account, but it just has to, you have to fill in something. If you absolutely don't have anything like that, we can always throw the whack to click Gmail in there. But we're not quite sure if like a million requests from that email will trigger some kind of like weird response. So I hesitate to link all of them to that Gmail. So anyway, the Primo integration stuff is here, and I have all of the code saved on my local machine as well, so that I can place it into your test environment very easily. And, you know, we can chat about which option you think you want. And then there are some additional advanced user options in this technical documentation. So citation managers, there are citation managers on the web that will integrate with LibKey. So if a student is like, oh, I am putting this citation in, then they can download the full PDF. I think that's the way it was explained to me, which seems a little backwards, because you'd think if they want the citation, they already have the PDF. So gonna follow up on that, but it's just one more kind of interesting function of the LibKey suite. So these are the two main sites, and I'll go ahead and throw this Primo link in. But these are the two main sites where the implementation actions come from and where the directions are. Um, but mostly I will handle it for everyone. So cohort one, you may be, working on getting your LibKey links into vendors. A few of you still have the code in a test view. Cohort two, all of your information has been sent to Third Iron, and they will be sending out welcome emails. Those will come from Courtney. And in that email, there will be all of the directions for implementing with Primo, which you are completely happy to ignore. She CCs me on all of those, so I get all of your account numbers, all of your API keys. We also have a shared spreadsheet where she puts that information in so that I will have access to it, even if we all lose the emails. Cohort 3, you have just received the invitation. And if you are choosing to participate, which I hope no one doesn't choose to participate, but I'm still framing it as an option. Oh, yeah, and Bellevue did have a little bit of a mix-up because they got confused with the other Bellevue. But Nicole, you had a pretty good experience with support getting that straightened out, right?
Yeah, they were pretty good. Their first email was a little bit confused, and I said, no, it's the wrong school. We have not asked for anything. We are not Bellevue University. So then they were like, oh, okay, sorry about that. So yeah, they were good.
Uh, Wonderful. And I know Elena has reached out to them with some questions and talked to Bridget, and we've gotten some information. We've also Bridget and I have kind of dealt with a few other little off weird things. Um, but yeah, so cohort 3, um, all I really need from you are the IP ranges for your campus that you give to Easy Proxy. And that is just so that if students are on campus, they will not be asked to authenticate through Easy Proxy. They will just be connected just as they are with Easy Proxy. So I don't even need, like some people sent me full campus proxy IPs. I don't need that because we're literally just trying to mirror the easy proxy behavior. So that's all I need to get the information together. I will go into your Alma and do the publishing profile and the integration profile and the logical set. And then I send all of that to LibKey. The other part of it is because EBSCO has a little bit of customization on their end. They need your EBSCO username, but I talked to George and I just said, hey, can you send me everybody so I don't have to ask 34 times? So I've already got that. So yeah, I've gotten my side of it down pretty quickly. It has been a very busy conference time. So the Third Iron folks that we work with have been at Skalkapalooza. They're off to other state conferences. So getting the account set up this round has been a little bit slower, which is why I sent out the cohort 3 invite already, because I figured the sooner I can gather that stuff, the better with the busyness of spring. So I can also show you kind of in the sandbox what those various Alma configurations look like. So if you see them show up, you're not surprised. I do label the logical set like do not delete, 3 exclamation points. So under configuration in general, The integration profiles is where you will see the OAI repository definition set up. And it defaults to this name, OAI definition. And I can put a description in here that says, like OAI used for LibKey, but OAI, you only have one per institution. And if you end up doing some kind of institutional repository, or we have something like that in the future as a consortium, this would also be used for that. It's not exclusive. I would set it to active. I'll give it a name that's just your college name in OAI. This base URL is what gets sent to Third Iron. Admin email, I've been putting in whack to click. That way, if anything goes wrong with it, it's not living in a personal email. Earliest date stamp, we've played around with this because we weren't quite sure how it would affect our results. But I think I'm currently doing like 01/01/1995, because it's not being used for an institutional repository, but we might have to figure out that at a later date. The second part of it is the allowed IPs, and this is where I put in the Third Iron profile, and I just name it Third Iron. So once this is set up, then I go into manage sets and create a logical set of all available titles with the material type of all available electronic titles with the material type of journal, and that is that's their directions to me. One of the things that Elena discovered is that the newspapers that are included in ProQuest are not included in their like algorithm script by default, even though they are part of this publishing profile. So, but they were able to tweak that to get those included. As far as I understand, Elena, have you seen that working now for the titles?
Yes, that is now working. So yeah, they did a good job.
Yeah, and it was pretty quick, like a
Yeah,
couple hours.
it was like the same day. It was amazing. Yeah.
So that is an option. So that's cool. So you'll see a set, a logical set, and it'll say logical set for libkey, parenthesis, do not delete, three exclamation points, parenthesis. Once I've got that set up, then I go into resources and publishing profiles. And the browsing publishing profile is in the community out of the box one. So I don't even have to create anything. I go into the community tab, I copy it over, and then I enter the information about the set that I've created. And I don't change these unless you're Seattle or Spokane. But we don't need to get into that. Um, and I set it to active, and I set it to be scheduled for Saturday morning, because Third Iron will pick up on Sunday afternoons. So that ensures that there is plenty of time for the job to run. And if they change their schedule a little bit, or maybe it's runs Saturday afternoon, I can't remember, but they were like, yep, schedule for Saturday at 3 a.m. And that way your Friday update stuff, like your typical like OCLC imports of new records, is ready to go by the time it publishes, and then the Third Iron picks it up after that. I then run this publishing profile. So there is a folder of records sitting ready. for when they establish the connection when they create your account. And that's all I do to set you up. And then they give us your info, and then we start putting in the codes to create the links. It's been refreshingly simple and consistent. We've had no issues so far. Setting up multi-campus Alma institutions is a little trickier, but we were able to do it for Seattle. And although Kirsty's still kind of in testing mode, we haven't had any issues that we have found. And I'll be tackling Spokane here soon. So that's kind of the process. The directions for putting the links into ProQuest and EBSCO are very straightforward. Nicole mentioned that in chat. Leslie and I found that to be true working in theirs. Amy, you've already also done it. The other thing that I do after you're active is switch out your Google Scholar open URL so that users are able to directly download a PDF from Google Scholar instead of having to come back to the catalog. Oh, my dog just. Okay. So if you do not currently have your Google Scholar publishing profile active because you believe there are issues having to do with multiple accounts, incorrect holdings, one of the first steps you might consider is reaching out to Ex Libris to correct any like multiple accounts, like consolidate, and also to ask for a full publishing job instead of the incremental, because the scheduled job is incremental and will not delete deleted holdings. So running a full publishing job will kind of swap out. That can take Ex Libris a couple of weeks. Putting the new open URL into the publishing profile that gets delivered to Google the next time that publishing job runs. Whether or not Google implements it in a timely manner is something else entirely. So they're on their own timeline for when they kind of go and pick up your updated holdings records or open URL. I know that Amy did put the open URL in, so I'll be curious to see if Olympic starts working soon. If you activate in Google Scholar, you have the ability to customize all the names of the links. So instead of it just saying find it at BTC, it will say like download PDF, but you could also say download PDF, from BTC, or however you want to configure that. The labels are here. And then the link resolver links are here. If LibKey does not find the article with a DOI, just like in Primo, it will go back on your default link resolver for the institution and take the user to your catalog. So if you want the, when article exists electronically to say, it probably used to say get it at, you could change it to download. Some of these fields do have a character limit. I wish they labeled which ones they were. but you want to keep it short because it's that little thing that shows up on the side of the results list. You don't want it to be a whole paragraph. But this is where the open URL goes with the LibKey account and LibKey IO, and you just swap that in. So yeah, that's kind of everything. Of course, as we use it, I'm sure there will be more questions about, using the Chrome extension, the browser extension. There's also, of course, the option to do a fair bit of customizing down the road in your Primo. So in addition to the coding from LibKey that kind of dictates which links are viewable that show up, I can we can change the words on those within this code. I can change the color of those links. I can change the icons of those links within your customization package. Frankly, LibKey has done a pretty good job with their like UI that's already in there. So I think the icons are pretty good. The text goes to, your default CSS. One of the things that some schools are considering is changing the text of their current Alma link resolver. So the one that always says available online. James Cook University in Australia shared on the listserv how they changed that text to say all online options so that it was clearer to the user what it was linking to, because that link resolver, if there are multiple options available in your catalog and you don't have direct linking activate, I mean, there's so many different options, right? We've got quick links, we've got direct links, now we have LibKey. But that link resolver option typically then directs users to the full item record with the view it section with all of the database links. So if it's available via ProQuest and EBSCO and Unpaywall. So labeling it in the brief result as all online options differentiates it from the LibKey link wording and is just kind of like a clearer description. So that's also something that I can help you do. That's in the discovery labels section. Kirsty and I found it, and I need to just like actually go through, find it on purpose and write down the steps because, navigating those tables of labels is so fun. So I've kind of talked through a lot. And if you are in cohort 3, this is a lot of very, very new information. Cohort 2, you may be familiar with a bit of this. So are there any questions or anything I can review for you, or those of you who are in process want to share your experience with the rest of the group? Can also take a look at some of the live environments. So okay, so we're seeing these first few journal results. The first two only have the Alma link resolver because the journal is not on the browsing platform. But this journal, which is you can see that the Third Iron View Journal Contents link has appeared. And if we click on this, I think it's going to ask me to, okay, so I can see it, which is cool. I won't be able to get any of the articles because it's not open access, but so students can see the various years, the issues. Not all volumes are available on the browsing platform, so don't be surprised if you go and click on one and you only see like the 3 most recent years. I think they're just constantly working on that. So we keep scrolling down. You can see books are not going to have LibKey links because they do not have DOIs. Neither will videos. I'm going to go ahead and limit to articles so we can see. Yakima, we went ahead and configured, we used the option to remove the Alma link resolver if there were LibKey links, but we've kept both format options in the LibKey link. So you see download PDF as well as read article. If you use the customization that says preferred link only or preferred format only, it will prefer download PDF and it will remove the read article link. If there are no links, it means that it couldn't find a DOI to connect to. But you can see we've just got this really nice, clean, consistent. One of the things that Leslie and I talked about is possibly changing this text link to be the same color as the other ones. And we're also going to work on changing the text to say all online options. But she didn't want to throw too much at her librarians at once. So that is one view. I believe if we go take a look at Olympic, you can see, Amy, you kept the link resolver option. I think. Nope, I didn't want advanced search. So Olympic has done the configuration where the preferred link type is going to show up, but the secondary one of read online is not. But then they've kept the Alma link resolver, which will essentially take the user through to the platform the same way the read online for LibKey would have, as long as there's one source. If there's multiple sources of the article, it will go into the record. Well, that's fun behavior. Gonna keep an eye on that one. Trying to find. One that's available in multiple platforms. Nope. Okay. Well, anyway, if it's available in multiple places, it'll take users to the view online instead of directly to the platform. But yeah, so this is another configuration option. There is yet another configuration option where you can have download PDF, read online, and the view issue contents, if available, from LibKey, and keep the Alma link resolver. Also, if you have the unpaywall integration, in Alma, and the unpaywall document is found and mapped, there is a configuration that keeps those links also showing up in addition to LibKey links. So you end up potentially having something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 links to down here, because you could get the LibKey ones, the unpaywall ones, a view issue contents, and the Alma link resolver. So I would imagine that is by far the least preferred configuration. But yeah, so you can kind of check out how the different campuses have done it so far. Tracy's also got it going at Bellingham. Do you remember which option you went with?
We stuck with option 5.
So it looks like this is the most streamlined one. It shows the preferred link only, so you get download PDF but not read online. And if there is a LibKey link, it does not show the Alma link resolver. So this is going to keep it really nice and clean. Of course, if someone does want to go to the platform or the HTML, or wants to see where it's available, they can always click into the full record, and you can see there's a million different sources of it, which is, not clean. But if you're the run-of-the-mill student and you're like, oh, I need this article, and you click download PDF, this is open access, and ta-da! So this is like the beautiful streamlinedness that is kind of so exciting. So there you have it, 3 different options for configuration between Yakima, Olympic, and well, I must have closed it. Well, that's Yakima. Yakima, Olympic, and Bellingham. So there's really no wrong option. It's kind of just about what you think that your users and librarians will feel most comfortable with, will, like, find most useful. If you need to do some accessibility checks with your disability office, you certainly can. I am going to be reaching out to Monica Olson in the state board accessibility office to just see if she has some kind of checklist that I can play with about, like using keyboard navigation or screen reader navigation with Primo. And this isn't even really that's not even a LibKey thing. That's just some Primo accessibility testing that probably needs to happen. So yeah, um that's what I have.
I remember going to an accessibility in libraries online presentation that UW did, and Primo got really stinky results for accessibility, just, yeah, in general. So, yep, the more we could do to make that better would probably be great. Thanks for thinking about it.
Well, and I'm very excited to go to Developer Days at Eluna this year, because there is some Primo V customization stuff. And I think that will kind of help me connect with people who are doing accessibility customization within their customization packages. And, like, it's great and wonderful to see a Primo interface that looks really accessible, but it's not like I can easily get other people's code. So I kind of have to, like, know who's doing the work and know who they are to ask them for their code so that we can implement or test some of that stuff ourselves. I've probably said it before and I'll say it again. It would be fantastic to kind of have a library of Primo customizations that we all use because we know that they improve accessibility. But we'll get there, I'm sure. Yeah. All right. There's also a Third Iron page, and I've been to it several times, and I thought I bookmarked it. Amy, I think you have it though too, the one that's like the librarian checklist. And I can't, because this is just the Alma one. Yeah, I don't know. Is Amy here? Nope. Okay. I thought I saw her earlier. Anyway, if I find that again, I'll put it into the resources. And I will be adding to this page. If you go to our services, and LibKey from Third Iron now has a page. So this has some of the information that I provided in the invitation. It's got the cohort listings. Here are some of the links. Oh, here it is. Academic Libraries Implementation Checklist. Look at me, already did it. Yeah, so here it is. Again, most of this I will be doing for you. But like LibKey Nomad down here, that's one, or LibKey IO. That's another one that would be on you, basically 3, 4, and 5. But I will do steps 1 and 2 for you. So yeah, so we have, I need to reset that link behavior to open in a new page. So we do have the page, so you can get more information. I will add to this once we are kind of live. I might even do something along the lines of, here's which colleges have which configuration option, so that everyone else can be like, oh, okay, that's what it looks like. This Primo link goes to Wazoo Vancouver, not one of ours, because none of us were live when I published this page. So maybe I'll start linking to their environments once they're live. That seems like a good streamlined way to do that. So yeah, hopefully this is helpful. Any questions? I've got 4 confirmations from cohort 3, so I'm gonna get going on those today. And then I'm also going to, I'm sure many of you received the email from the Washington State Library Ask WA project about the new policy pages. So I'm gonna kind of dig into that in case there are questions from any of your reference librarians, depending on who got that email. Oh, I probably just forgot to put you in Adrene. Sorry. You're cohort 2 though, yeah? Or 1? Where'd I get you? 2. Okay. Yeah. I was copy and pasting a lot, and also tables in LibGuides are very clunky coding. So yeah, I'll put you on there. This was kind of just a like public information so that anyone wanting to check it out would know. So it doesn't really matter, but I do want you accounted for. Uh, all right. It's 10:51. I'm gonna stop sharing and I'm going to stop recording.